Hi guys, and welcome back to another Magicavoxel tutorial. In this one, we will cover the animation feature in Magicavoxel that was released in the newest update. So I already made this cute little cylindrical object that I'm going to make a light go around this blue ring, and you'll see how I can do that. This will be available to download on my Patreon for free, so just go ahead and check out. If you don't want to do that, you can always just make your own animation and then use my tutorial to help you learn the basics of animation in Magicavoxel. With that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start building the scene around this, and begin by putting materials on both the light, the LED, the blue ring, and also this cylinder. So to do that, you want to go from your model mode to render, and then hold down your Alt key. And while holding down your Alt key, you left click the color of your object you want to change the material of. I'm just going to left click here, and I'm going to give this a metallic shader. And I'm going to go play with like the specular settings and metallic, so I get something I like. Okay, now I'm going to do the same for the blue ring. Instead, I'm going to give it a blend material and make it somewhat transparent. And now for the blue LED, just going to zoom in here, hold left click, and give it an emission shader, and probably put emission up to like 70 with a power of 2. And I'm going to find a camera position I'd like, press 7 on the keyboard, and now if I move the camera around and I press 8, it'll bring me back to the saved camera position. I'm gonna have multiple. I'm gonna duplicate a lot of these and have it fill up most of the scene, but it focusing on this one. So I want to get rid of the shadow because I don't want the shadow. So what you do is you go to the 3 bars here in the render, turn these on, and turn off shadow. Okay, with shadow off, I am going to also change the ground. Like the same with changing the materials, you just Alt and hit left click on the ground. Now you can see it selected the ground, and you can go, and I'm just going to give it a metallic shader so that it's reflecting the ground, or sorry, reflecting the object and also the light that's bouncing off. I also maybe want to give it a HDRI. You get some standard HDRIs with Magicavoxel, so I'm just going to use the basic one. So just click this, and it should default to this. I don't want it to be too green, so I'm just going to decrease the HDRI a little bit and rotate it so I find something I like. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and have it fill up the scene. So what you do is you go to your model view now, and you have the object selected. Go and press tab, and now you are in the world view or object view. You want to click on this button reference, so you click that. Now every time you press this button here, paste objects, it should, whatever changes you make to the initial object, it will mirror that, or basically duplicate your changes onto the next object. So for instance, if I go here and I start deleting, now you can see it's changing the duplicated object. So we're just gonna keep selecting this and keep pasting it till we have something that we like. Okay, now with that all done, I'm going to go ahead and focus on my reference object and just left click in the render scene. Now you can see it's, well, you can't really see it right now, but it's actually focusing on this. If you go from the matter section here, the camera, and you change the aperture up, it starts fading out the surroundings and just does like a tilt shift effect on your focus point. So I'm gonna have it focus there. And to save the focal point, you just click on DOF for depth of field. So now if you rotate your camera around, it will stay locked at that focal position, right, no matter what. So let's go ahead and start messing with the animation. So go ahead and select your object here and go into the actual editor. We're gonna start with just this right here. So all we have to do to add a frame is go up here. If you don't see this, you click on this arrow and it should bring it up. And to add a keyframe, you just press this plus icon. Now you can see it's added a frame. To go to the next frame, you can click on this or the period for your hotkey. And if you want to go back, you click this or comma. So it actually becomes fairly useful to use hotkeys, because if you're editing here, it'd be a lot easier to just press your period to go to your next frame instead of going all the way up here and pressing that. So we've added our first keyframe. I'm going to use the arrow right here to go to the next frame, and we are going to extend this to take up more of the ring. So be sure to alt left click the color to select it, and we're just going to start coloring part of the ring. And when we're happy with that, we're just going to go ahead and hit this plus icon and move on to the next keyframe. I'm going to start using hotkeys for now. So to move to the next keyframe, like I discussed before, it's period. And just going to continue adding just the light blue to the ring. And actually set the keyframe in, just press F5. And we're just going to continue this until the ring is complete. So now that we've finished adding the keyframes, we can just cycle through and see what we've done and see if everything looks the way it should. You can see that by pressing the comma and period, we can kind of see a slow motion picture by picture animation of the scene. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. So we're just gonna go ahead and go all the way back to the first one and go to render and go to our image section, and instead of photo we go to animation and select how many keyframes you want to animate. In this case, I think I have 12 keyframes. Yep, 12 keyframes. So we're gonna start at 0 and go to 12 and let that render. It's actually going to open up a new folder that's going to save in your Magicavoxel export folder, which we will be using after the render is done. So just go ahead and save it in that export folder and wait for all the keyframes to finish. Depending on your system, it could take some time, so I recommend getting up and stretching or finding something else to do while you wait. Okay, so once your files are done rendering, once you can see that it's no longer loading these bars here, you will go ahead and go to your export folder, and you can see it saved the images here. We are going to go to we're just to go to Google, type in image to GIF. It should be this one, easygif.com. And now you can go ahead and select images by clicking this choose files. Find where you saved your Magicavoxel files, and I'm just going to select all of them and upload and make a GIF. Great, now when that's done, you should see all your images up here. You can go ahead and just leave this as is and just click make GIF. You can make changes once you actually see your GIF and see what it looks like. So I think that looks pretty good. However, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Maybe something like that. And actually go to the effects section and go click on this selection here and hit apply selected. And what that's going to do is it's going to do the whole thing and then go back like that. And now you can save your GIF if you want to your desktop. And there you have it. It's saved down here. And that is basically animations in Magicavoxel on a very basic level. Hopefully that's enough for you to all get started. It's fairly easy once you get the hang of it. However, there are some caveats which I will explain in my next video. But for now, I hope this tutorial has helped, and I'll see you in the next one.